All right, so let me show you how exactly I use my everyday carry notebooks. One of the first things I do every day is write in my big notebook, and the smaller notebook is used for note taking throughout the day. I fill up a lot of notebooks over the years, and I normally will label them whatever year I have. So this is 2022. This is before I got a notebook to hold these things. This is from like 2021. This was 2024, and this was last year's notebook. So I like to just kind of keep these things, go through, see if I have any ideas I like from a previous year. This year I changed it up a little bit because now I'm going to try some of the slender notebooks that come from Lochby. This is a Lochby field journal. It's wax canvas. It's well made. This is the third year that I've used this. Actually, no, the second. Yeah, I can't remember. It's either the second or third year I've used this. Holding up well, starting to get some nice patina. You know, it does have a pocket in the back, which I never use. I don't think I've ever put anything in this pocket in the back of this, like ever. Then it does have a grab handle so you can get it out of your bag easier or hold it. A clasp. It is just a C clasp that you put on there. And then you kind of get in here, and just to kind of quickly show you how I have mine set up, just in case you're thinking about getting the same thing. So both this field journal and my smaller one here both have this book light, which I'll show you how I set it up. And depending on the type of light I have in an area, I'll set this up, and then I can turn this on and get the, different color temperature lights that I want. It doesn't pump out a ton of light, but it will get the job done in a lower temperature environment, or if I'm like sitting on the couch with Mrs. X. I also keep a Sharpie with me just in case I want to mark up something or cross out something, and then I keep a mechanical pencil for doodling or for writing purposes, for the sake of, just in case I'm having some ideas on something particularly. I keep a pencil with me as well. The sleeve for the pen that I'm using is usually in here. So we have that. And then back here, I keep some dude wipes just in case. You never know when you need some dude wipes. I tend to use this a lot at coffee shops. I do keep a little tracker in here just in case I were to lose this notebook. I would hope that I would be able to find it. Just a tracker that works on the Find My Network for Apple. And then down here, I keep business cards that I get from people. So that way I can know who I want to email, if I've emailed them, et cetera, et cetera. Normally in this sleeve, I keep bills that I need to pay, or I keep manuals of items I just got. So things that I want to read up on the manual, see if I can learn more about it. How do you use that item? I just got the tip 3 from Nightcore. I got the LD Renegade. And then I usually keep different drawings and stuff for my kids in here as well. Or I'll keep bills in here, bills that I need to get ready to pay. So this kind of how the setup is. My first notebook in here is my work notebook. This field journal can hold up to 2 notebooks with 2 bookmarks. So my first one is the work notebook. I won't show you what's in there because I prefer not to get fired from my job. But I use this throughout the day to talk about what I need to do for work that day. Then my second one, so there's a elastic band in here that allows for you to completely move that out of the way. And then what I normally will do is whatever pocket knife I'm carrying that day or flashlight I'm carrying that day, I will use that to kind of weigh this page down just to kind of keep it out of my way. And then I have my main book that I use here. So I'm going to set up a fresh one just to show you what I like to do, what I normally write these things every single day. So what I normally do, you have the built-in bookmark that comes with the Lochby. So what I normally do is I normally skip the first page because I like to write in 2 different ways on this just to kind of set up exactly what I have going on for that day. It just kind of keeps me focused. It kind of keeps me doing exactly what I need to do. I like this light because I can turn it how I want it to be and then all of that good stuff. So what I normally will do is I will set up the date and I will kind of go from there. So from here, I will put Tuesday, and excuse my handwriting. This is for me, not for everybody and their mama. February 17th, 2026 at the very, very top. And then underneath that, I will put primary tasks. Then I usually will skip kind of towards the middle of the page, secondary tasks. And then I have my tertiary tasks. Now, the thing about this is I sometimes will keep this in the notebook when I'm writing. This stuff over here can get bulky. So sometimes I'll pull this notebook out and just completely write on a surface. So that's what we're going to do here. So, but I normally will take primary, secondary, tertiary. And then on this side is notes. So we're going to talk about exactly how I do this stuff all together. All right. So primary tasks are things that I absolutely have to get done that day. Does not matter what's going on before my head goes to lay down on the pillow. Those tasks will be completed. So for instance, today I know I need to take my daughter to her basketball game. I also need to take a suit to the tailor's. And I need to measure a wall that I'm about to get ready to put up some wood on. Measure, babe, cave, wall. Now I leave this blank space because there is some things that I'm going to be forgetting that I'm supposed to do that day or whatever. So I kind of just leave that open for me for just in case I need to add stuff to it or whatever. So that kind of works out for me just to be able to have that. Secondary are things I hope to get done this week. All right, so see, call the roofer. And then I will also put plan hay bike video. I got a couple of reviews coming. I'll put plan power station video. And then I'm pretty sure there's some more stuff as well. And then tertiary tasks are tasks that I hope to get done in the near future. Okay, so that can be this month, that can be within the next couple of months, it could be whatever. So I'm gonna put get quotes on gate opener. We're gonna put price out a new toilet. And we will put the plan boys spring sports. So the way I normally work this is that if it's a task that absolutely I want to try to knock out and get done and all that other type of stuff, it is something that I absolutely will put into the primary or move it to secondary. Secondary tasks can be moved to primary or whatever. Now let's just talk about my legend system that lets me know if I got a task done. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So if it is a completely drawn in line, that means I completed it that day. If it's a box with a half drawn, that's partial. Okay. If it is a box with an arrow, that means I moved it to another day. I'll usually just move it to the next day. And then if it's a box with an X, that means I canceled it. All right, so that's kind of like my legend for using this thing, which is how I go through these different tasks. Now, notes have to do with as I'm going through different stuff, ideas that I have or whatever, I write notes throughout the day. They may not be a task, right? They could be related to any of my tasks. Like, for instance, my daughter's basketball game. She dropped off at 1700 for the b-ball game. So, and I'll do notes throughout the day, whether this is in this journal kind of floats on my kitchen counter, my man cave desk. But this is the first thing that I do every day while I'm brewing coffee. And then I keep the bookmark here, which is kind of like just my guide. So I can quickly flip back to that day so I can see those particular tasks. Also built inside of this is another pen holder. So if I don't want my pen hovering on the outside of the notebook, I could put it in there. And I could put a secondary pen there, which is what I will do sometimes. I'll take this pen or I'll take my pencil and I'll put it there and put the real pen over there. Really just whatever I got going on that day. And then this is kind of how I set this thing up. And then that way I can just quickly go through my different tasks and I have everything set up exactly how I want it. And this is just a kind of quick rundown if you decide that you want to use a notebook a part of your everyday carry. I really like the Lochby system. Now, for the longest time, I was using the Hive notebook. And the Hive notebook was just really good for being able to, I like this because it's made of crushed stone. It's easy to write on. It is a little fat. And I'm thinking about, although it is kind of fat, I am kind of thinking about going back to this notebook because it was an inspiration to write on. Like I love the way ink lays onto this paper, but it was a little thick. I mean, it's much more thick than any of the Lochby notebooks that I have here. So it is something that I need to consider. But this is just a part of my everyday carry system. Do you take notes every day? Let me know with your comments down below. Just a quick one for you, just to kind of show you how I like to get things done. And one of the most important parts of my everyday carry. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.